Call this meeting of the Fremont County Board of Commissioners to order. Is Bill McDowell with First Southern Baptist Church here? Yes. All right. Please stand for the invocation.
Father, as we come before you this morning, I lift up to you the commissioners and their staff. As Father God, they attempt to lead us in our county business, and we just ask, Lord, that you'll guide them, you give them direction, you give them leadership. And Father, most of all, let them feel your presence as they walk this day. We thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. We pray, Lord, that your victory will be had in their lives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Some days are easier than others, as he mentioned in his invocation, as we attempt to lead us. All right, roll call.
Commissioner Norden?
Present.
Commissioner Payne?
Present.
Commissioner Bell?
Present.
County Clerk Barr? Present. County Attorney Jackson?
Present.
County Manager Bryant?
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Koch?
Present.
We have some additions to the agenda, some very last-minute additions.
Indeed we do, Mr. Chair, and only due to the hard work and diligence of our County Attorney, Brenda Jackson, do we have these things ready, because they popped up about 30 minutes ago. So I move to approve today's agenda with the following additions. Under new business, we will be adding number 8, disaster declaration for the Hayden Pass fire. And number 9, imposing a countywide fire ban effective immediately. That's my motion.
Second.
Motion and a second to add, to approve the agenda with the additions of new business items 8 and 9. Other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norden?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, you have before you the consent agenda. We are not scheduling any public hearings today. Any questions on the consent agenda?
Seeing none, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve today's consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Norden?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Staff and elected officials reports. We have a monthly report from our county clerk.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This report is for the month of June. The total motor vehicle fees, sales taxes, and recording fees collected were $1,114,257.90. Fremont County's portion for disbursement is $610,208.88, which is 55% of the total fees, and is $15,729.46 less than June of last year. But this month has been absolutely crazy in motor vehicles, so I have a feeling we're going to make up for that next month.
You're going to have a better report for
I
us
think
in
so.
August. All right. Mr. Chair, I move to accept the county clerk's monthly report.
Second.
Motion and a second to accept the county clerk's monthly report. Other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norden?
Aye.
Motion carries.
County sales and use tax report from our county manager. Good morning, Sonny.
Good morning. I have the retail sales tax collections through the month of April. In April, we received $368,513, which is up $27,417 from April of last year. Year to date, we're up $47,561. In the auto use tax collections, we received $79,547, which is up $16,615 in May of this year, and year to date we're up $20,319. In the construction use tax, we received $16,837, which is down $1,816. And year to date, we are down $4,199. In the lodging, we received $7,254 in the month of April. Year-to-date, we've received $24,831, which is about half of what we had received at this point last year. But like I said, we do have a few entities that hadn't reported as of this time, so we'll keep an eye on all of that. In the sheriff tax, we received $245,674 in the month of April, which is up $18,277 from April of last year. And year-to-date, we're up $31,706. In the auto use tax for the sheriff is up, it's at $53,032, which is up $11,077 from last year in May. Year-to-date, we're up $13,546. And the construction use tax, in the month of May, we received $11,224, which is down $1,211 from May of last year. And year-to-date, we're up $1,146. So overall, everything is looking, we're down. Yes. So overall, everything is looking good. I will have a report next commissioner meeting as well, because I did get behind since I was on leave, but we're playing catch up now. So these are the numbers as of right now.
And what were you doing?
It's already been 6 weeks. Can you believe it? He's
Oh my
6 weeks
goodness.
old today.
All right. Any questions for Sunny?
Nope, thank you.
All right, your county manager's report.
All right. So just a few things. On June 30th, the commissioners and I all went up to Salida and met with the Upper Arkansas Water Conservancy District to get an update on the groundwater and surface water interaction and the potential for the underground water storage study, which is the second phase of this. They're looking at 2017 for this study, so that's something that we are going to be participating in. On July 2nd, the commissioners and I all attended the Boston War Memorial Park brick dedication ceremony. It was very well attended. There was a great turnout of people, all honoring our veterans out there for the brick dedication. On the 7th of July, I spoke to a lady from Lotus Engineering, and her office has been contracted by the Colorado Energy Office to do a study on all of the organizations that had contributed and been involved in the energy renovations back in 2010 through the Governor's Energy Office. And so they're going through and looking at everybody's work that was done, and they're going to be presenting that and hoping that they can start getting additional entities involved and start moving forward with additional projects coming up. I met with Jeff Blue from the sanitation district, and they're going to be doing a sewer line project coming up out at Pathfinder Park, and so they gave us an update on that, and we'll be working with them on the timeline and everything. And just some projects we have going on. Road and Bridge is continuing their road maintenance. We have the Sheriff's Department kitchen, laundry, and security upgrade. So the deadline for the bids is July 20th, and then we're doing interviews the following week on that and hoping to get that project up and going sometime in early August. And we have the annual audit. I've got everything finalized. We're doing final review and hoping to have the auditor here at the next commissioner meeting to do that presentation. So I'll be working with them to get that scheduled. So that's all I have right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Questions for Sunny on her manager's report?
And then, Commissioner, just a quick footnote. The sheriff has to leave to go to Salida, so if you wanted him to give input on that fire ban, he's going to be.
So we'll advance that to the first item then. Under new business, I mean. Any other reports from staff, commissioners?
Nothing at this time.
Okay. We're kind of all immersed in wildfire thoughts this morning, so opportunity for citizens to address the Board of County Commissioners on items that are not on today's agenda. And have a request from George Story. Morning, George.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really concerned on that fire up at Coaldale, I think it is. So the way I'm helping sort of fight it is I give a little bit of money to the Canyon City Volunteer Fire Department, plus the Canyon City Fire Department. I give them a little bit of money. And I do have a question. Is Jim Levici still the mayor up at Salida?
Don't know.
I don't know.
I think he is the mayor.
Well-
Anyway, I hope the firefighters have a good luck fighting that fire. It's been smoky the last few days. And go get them, firefighters. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks, George. I have a request from Barbara Jameson. Good morning.
Good morning. I wasn't expecting to come here until 8:30 this morning, so I'm nervous and scattered. Please forgive me. I'm here on behalf of the lodging establishments in the county, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the Airbnb phenomenon that's going on. I don't know if the county is aware of the extent of that. If you Google Airbnb, there's about 43 establishments operating now, and I don't think they're really following the rules. And the county's been pretty strict with me about the rules, and the other lodging establishments in the county. We pay our taxes, we follow the rules. The problem is that these individuals who are renting out rooms for less than 30 days, that's considered renting to transients, which is a bad word. It doesn't mean hobos, but it means less than 30 days. And there are certain rules you're supposed to follow, and you have to pay your taxes. You have to have a tax number and pay your taxes. Now, if they're not following the rules, the county's not getting a penny from them. And I did a back of the envelope calculation, and it could be about $60,000 a month that you're not getting any tax money on. Plus, they're taking business away from me. I own Lark Landing Bed and Breakfast. I didn't give you my address, 217 County Road 119, just outside of Florence. And the other lodgings in the county, there's quite a few. And so they're taking business away from us, which lessens our revenue, which means less tax money for the county. So I have 3 requests. One, if the county is not really aware of the extent of these Airbnb, there's another company too, its initials, it's Vacation Rentals by Owner or something like that. I didn't look at their website. But if the county would be interested in checking on the status of these individuals and finding out, are they legit? Do they have a tax number? Are they paying their taxes? My husband and I, actually, we pay a lot of taxes in this county. We pay property tax on our personal property, plus our business taxes. We have increased the value of our property, not just by the county valuation, which just goes up, it just goes up, fortunately, but for resale value, we think we've increased the value of our property by about $400,000 since 2000. We're good citizens. We bring business to the county, and I'm disturbed by this Airbnb phenomenon. So,
Well, Barbara, you'll be glad to know then that the assessor's office has an appraiser assigned to look at those internet sites, track those down, and check out those properties and consider changing their values from residential to commercial, so that it levels the playing field. And we also, I think, take a look to make sure that if they are operating a legitimate business on short-term rentals, for vacationers, that we're collecting lodging tax as well, right? So I think we've, and our county attorney has been asked to look into, whether some of these are legitimate or what authority the county has to back the assessor in her changing those to commercial properties as opposed to residential properties. And we know for a fact that Fremont County is one of many, particularly mountain counties, that are seeing this trend.
It's the lodging equivalent of the Uber situation in the big cities. It's a problem. One of the other, I say rules, is that the owner is supposed to be on site, and I know for a fact, I checked some this morning, where who knows where the owner is. They could be vacationing in Europe on all the money they're pocketing. So I appreciate knowing that you're aware of it.
I followed with interest what has happened in the city of Denver, city and county of Denver, because I think they had 2 items on an agenda here a couple of weeks ago. They spent 9 hours in a meeting, and this was one of the hot topics, and they passed certain restrictions, and one of those dealt with these type of rentals, and the fact that I think they required the property owners to live on site as opposed to just taking properties and having
Right.
short-term rentals with absentee owners.
Right. Yeah, there's 2 key points. It's the 30-day limit. The 30-day is the thing. I mean, you can rent out a bedroom in your home, to a roomer for 6 months or a year for a little extra cash. It's the 30-day thing, and then the on-site thing. All right.
So I don't know if any of the other commissioners or staff want to make any other comments on that topic or not.
Just, I would echo what Commissioner Norton said, in that we are very aware of the
Good,
situation, and we definitely are checking into it here at the county.
I
so.
wasn't aware until I noticed my business fell off starting in July, and I called up Barb at the Florence Rose, and she says, "What's going on?" I said, "I think it's the Airbnb people." I talked to her about it yesterday, and then I did some more checking, and then at 8:30 this morning, then I'm going to that meeting. So, okay.
And if you have concerns, you can have a conversation with Stacy Seifert in the assessor's office. She'll be glad to have a conversation with you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to address the board on items not on the agenda? All right, in the interest of the sheriff being able to get back into the field on this wildfire, we're going to advance item number 9 on the fire ban. This was discussed just in the last 45 minutes with the sheriff. Teller County, Park County have imposed fire bans, and given the situation in western Fremont County, this item was brought up in conversation this morning with the sheriff. So you're requesting stage 1?
Thank you, Chairman Norton and the rest of the board. Yes, I think in light of several factors, one to include the current situation, and it gives me the opportunity, unfortunately, to listen to more detailed reports about the fuel moistures in our county. As I mentioned, it's never simple. It's always complicated. I understand, and I think everybody does, that the diversity of our county, where one portion may need a fire ban, the other one has received more moisture, but the ban doesn't work well like that. And so, in light of recent events, and that we don't need any other events, and that the extended forecast show very little moisture, I would ask that the board enact the ban. And as we discussed, I need to have some more discussions with the other fire agencies, the fire chiefs, Chief Del Vecchio in Florence, as well as BLM officials locally, which we haven't really communicated about this issue in particular about restrictions. We try to go into restrictions together, but I haven't been able to sit down with them all and discuss our restrictions, which I will do that. But I know that Chief Del Vecchio had already begin to consider that. I just haven't been able to get with him. So in light of all those things, yes, I would ask that we enact the ban.
All right, and the resolution that we'll be considering enacts the fire ban and gives the sheriff the authority to set the stage 1, 2, or 3. And you indicated in conversation you intended to start at the lowest, stage 1.
I think, yeah, I don't think that we need to go to the most extreme right now. I would just caution folks that are watching or listening to be careful, and that I think that the stage 1 is where we'll begin. I think that'll be appropriate. It does impact some people in their businesses. I understand that, such as our campgrounds, some of our construction people who weld and all those things. But we are in that we're in that position right now that I think it's appropriate, and so we will probably. I don't want to just absolutely say right now it's stage 1, but that's what I'm thinking we will go to after you enact the ban.
Okay. And this is for the unincorporated areas of Fremont County.
Correct.
All right, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the imposition of our countywide fire ban as recommended by the sheriff, effective immediately.
Resolution number 22.
Second.
Motion and second to adopt resolution number 22 imposing a fire ban at the request of the sheriff. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, Sheriff, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And appreciate you and all of your officers' work on this wildfire out there in the field. Update on the back to the top of the agenda of new business. Update on the John C. Fremont Library District. Tabby Salakovich. Good job. It rolls right off the tongue.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me this morning.
And you brought reinforcements with you.
I did. I brought some of my board members with me to catch me in case I faint.
We are not that mean. It's just a rumor.
It's just a rumor. Good morning, and I just wanted to drop by and give you guys an update of the things that are going on at the John C. Fremont Library in Florence. I would like to come and give you an update of what happened during 2015. We did get 450 new patrons at the library last year, bringing our total number of patrons up to 5,994. Of those patrons, 4,367 are in district, which means they live in Florence, Williamsburg, Rockville, and Coal Creek, and 1,627 are out of districts, so Canyon City, Wetmore, Penrose. I also have some numbers there for you of how many books were checked out last year. Over 22,000 books were checked out at the library. Over 23,000 media, which would be like DVDs and music and video games. And we do have ebooks again, and we had 245 ebooks that were checked out last year. But already this year we have over that number that have been checked out this year because people are becoming more aware that we have ebooks available again. I do have attached with this report our budget information. Our exemption from audit application was approved, and our 2016 adopted budget is also included. Some of the projects that we have that continue to help our patrons in the community, we have movie nights and family movies, which are free, and we provide popcorn and they can bring their own drinks. We have adult programs, summer reading, book club, book talks, wool gatherers group. Those ladies meet with us every Wednesday. We have story time. We actually have been having story time at the farmers market in Florence, and last week we had 28 kiddos at the story time in the park. We have an art wall in the library where different artists from the area can display their artwork for a month. And last year we also took part in Free Comic Book Day. We also have, as a part of our outreach, free little libraries that are there's one in the park in Florence on the corner of Petroleum and Main. There's a free little library in each of the town halls in Williamsburg, Coal Creek, and Rockville. And those are just little setups where people can take a book or leave a book for free. We also have a laptop set up at the Williamsburg Town Hall. In case patrons can't make it into the library to use our free Wi-Fi, they can use the Wi-Fi at the Town Hall in Williamsburg. We have been successful in receiving state grants for libraries. Last year we received $4,500 for early literacy materials. With those funds, we purchased Encyclopedia Britannica Online. We've made kits that include a book and an audiobook, because there have been studies that have shown if people that are having a difficult time learning how to read, if they listen to the book the same time they follow along, they comprehend more and it helps them to pronounce things correctly. We also have kits that have books that are on DVD and then the books that go along with those. Those are the kids section. We also have been completing E-rate grant, and we have been successful in receiving that as well. Our Friends of the Library group continues to be a great support for us. They have their auctions in December and at Mother's Day. They have a bookshelf in the library and also at the farmer's market. And they've also had their annual yard sale in the parking lot. And last year, the Friends purchased over $1,500 in items for the library, including a couple of new computers for circulation, a machine to repair our discs, movies that go out and come back scratched, and a performer for a Dr. Seuss party. Our technology, it was back in June of 2014 that we joined Aspen Union Catalog. There are now over 103 public school, academic, and special libraries, including Penrose, Westcliff, Trinidad, La Veta, Ordway, Burlington, Walsenburg, and Canyon City. And we were actually one of the first libraries in that Union Catalog to have a regional training. We closed the library for a day, and different librarians from the above libraries and others came to our library to be trained on different library type things to help us with Aspen Cat and help us be better prepared to help our patrons. In that Union Catalog, there are currently over 1,322,000 items, including ebooks, e-audio, and other items. Are there any questions?
I don't have a question, but I simply would like to say I spend a lot of time in Florence, and the John C. Fremont Library District has a presence just about everywhere I go. I turn a corner and someone is there. I turn another corner and there's some sort of a display or something, and I know you do have so many fabulous programs for kids and to encourage reading, because if they start early, then they probably will be readers for life, and I can't stress the importance of that. I think it's a wonderful thing. So love your library, love the job that you're doing. So thank you for the report.
Thank you. I have a great team and I have a great board that supports me, so it's been fun.
And I learned something new today. I didn't know you could repair damaged discs.
Where have you
We
been?
we have some of our movies that have checked out over 100 times, so we need to clean them up a little bit.
I have a
to
way.
send
I
them
guess
back.
I've thrown away too many discs.
Right.
Is Aspen Cat a sharing program?
It's a union catalog where you will still have a card for each of the different libraries, but if you want to put something on hold and we don't have it at our library, then it automatically goes out to search those other libraries to bring it in. And then we have a courier service through CLIC, Colorado Library Consortium, which comes to our library 3 times a week. So if you're online at home, you use your card and your PIN, find a book that you'd like, and then it may be coming from Burlington or Creed. And in the near future, Wetmore is planning on joining the Aspen Cat, and they'll become a community stop where the courier will come to our library, but we'll have items for our library and for Wetmore Library. And then every now and then, Nan Davenport will come up to get the items from our library.
Okay.
Thank you.
So did you want me to put your board members on the spot and ask them if they wanted to say anything?
Say yes.
They're my backup crew in case I fall. They pick me up.
All right.
We just appreciate you approving the people that we send. We have, as you
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thanks.
The hour having reached 10 o'clock, we have a public hearing scheduled for the Upper Arkansas Area Council of Governments. Opportunity to allow citizens to review and comment on the performance of the Upper Arkansas Council of Governments in the single-family owner-occupied housing rehabilitation program, which is financed through community development block grants. And Autumn Deaver is here representing the Council of Governments. Autumn, is this a formality that we do every year?
Yes, it is. So this is for the closeout of our last contract. That contract started May 1st of 2014 and ended February 29th of 2016. We received $180,000 of the CDBG funds for administration of that program in 5 counties: Fremont, Chaffee, Custer, Lake, and Teller. We did 25 jobs, 22 of them in Fremont County, 1 in Chaffee County, 2 in Teller. 13 of those were regular rehab jobs and 12 of them were emergency rehab jobs. So if somebody needed like their furnace repaired and it's 20 below zero, we went and fixed their furnace. That's an emergency rehab. We spent on those repairs $248,327.92. And that money comes from program income. So as we loan out the money and they pay it back, that's how we pay for the jobs in the future. The hearing today is just on how we spent the money for the administration part of it. So in Fremont County, job costs, to do the 22 jobs in Fremont County, we spent $190,353. So an average job cost of $8,652.44. And in Teller County, for the 2 jobs we did there, we spent $47,580. And in Chaffee County, $10,394.
All right, any questions for Autumn?
No.
It's a public hearing, so anyone who would like to address the board on the single-family owner-occupied housing rehabilitation grant program using CDBG grant funds, speak now. Hearing none, I will close the public hearing, and no action is required. We've met our obligation to conduct a public hearing.
We have, thank you.
Thank you, Autumn.
Thanks, Autumn.
Next item under new business. Consideration to appoint Bill McDowell of Atmos Energy to the Southern Colorado Economic Development District.
Mr. Chair, we do have an opening. Fremont County actually has 3 seats on that board. Currently, Sonny Bryant, our county manager, is serving, as well as Judy Lonis, who is the director for the Upper Arkansas Area Council of Governments. We have been seeking a 3rd member and did receive, I believe you have in your packets, an email from Bill McDowell. He's actually William McDowell Sr. He is an operations supervisor with Atmos Energy Corporation here in Canyon City. Atmos Energy is very involved locally in a lot of different community things and organizations. I know that Bill is very involved in the Fremont County Economic Development Corporation, so he did express an interest. He says he's looking to help serve, and if you're ready to help serve, then I'm going to stand behind you 100%. So one of the things that SCED currently is working on is a 5-year revision of the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy that is kicking off later this month, I believe, and continuing through probably most of the rest of the year. So with that, I move to approve appointing Bill McDowell of Atmos Energy to the Southern Colorado Economic Development District.
And there's not a term limit on this, is there?
No, there is not.
There's not, okay. Second.
I have a motion and a second to appoint Bill McDowell of Atmos to the Southern Colorado Economic Development District. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item number 3 under new business, ratification of some signatures that the Board of Commissioners signed on a letter of support for the Upper Arkansas Water Conservancy District's water supply reserve account. And Commissioner Payne will describe what action was taken in that letter.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sunny Bryant had mentioned this earlier in her remarks, but this is a water supply reserve account grant. It's for it's phase 2 for potential of underground water storage through the Upper Arkansas Water Conservancy District. Phase 1 was completed, I believe, in a 3-year cycle of 09, 10, 11. This one will start in 17, go 17, 18, and 19. One of the projects from phase 1 is a multi-use project that they're looking at between Buena Vista and Salida for underground water storage. It's kind of an exciting project going on, but this is just to ratify the signatures that we're going to get involved with this phase 2. It's a joint project with the Upper Arkansas Water Conservancy District, the United States Geological Survey, and Colorado State University Extension. So with that, I make a motion that we approve the ratification of signatures for this support letter.
I'll second.
All right, motion is second to ratify the signatures on the letter of support, just with a footnote that the letter at this point commits no funds. Any commitment of funding would be taken up in budgetary discussions for this fall for year 2017 and beyond.
Yes.
Roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then finally, the two gentlemen have been waiting very patiently here. We have 4 items. First of all, number 4, Martin Marietta has acquired sole interest in Rocky Mountain Materials and Asphalt. They're seeking change of operator and change of name for the Red Canyon Quarry up along Barrett Road near the Fremont-El Paso County line. And is Dave Bieber is going to represent.
Good morning, Commissioner Bell, Norton, and Payne, and good morning, county staff.
Good
I'm
morning.
Dave Bieber
Good
with
morning.
Martin Marietta. I'm the manager of geology and survey and also the Southern Colorado Lands Manager for the Rocky Mountain Division of Martin Marietta. And as it points out on your agenda, we recently purchased the assets of Rocky Mountain Materials, operating the Red Canyon, Penrose, Coyote Ridge quarries here in the county, and requesting a change of operator.
Okay, and each of these items, 4, 5, and 6, will require a separate action regarding 3 different locations. You want to address all 3 at the same time in your comments, or you just did?
He just kind of
Pretty
did.
much.
I think I just did, and if there are any,
Yeah.
any questions that either commissioners have or staff do.
Pretty straightforward, just a change of operator and change of name for a CUP.
Okay, we'll have staff report. Matt?
All right, they are all pretty similar. Number 6 is actually a request of change of operator as well as an additional 2-year cessation for that pit. So that would be the only change on that one. Otherwise, after review, we have no issues or concerns with any of these change of operators.
Okay.
Okay.
So item 4 for the Red Canyon Quarry.
Sure, Mr. Chair. I move to approve the change of operator and change of name for CUP 01-009, the Red Canyon Quarry, to Martin Marietta Red Canyon Quarry.
Second?
Motion and a second to approve change of operator and change of name for CUP 01-009 for the Red Canyon Quarry. Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Then item 5 for
Okay. Mr.
change
Chair,
of operator. Okay.
can I make a motion for the, approve the change of operator, change of name for CUP 02-05 from Rocky Mountain Materials Penrose Pit to CUP 0205 Martin Marietta Penrose Pit.
Second.
All right, motion and a second to approve name change and operator change for CUP 02-05 Rocky Mountain Materials to Martin Marietta. Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then the last one for change of operator and change of name.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the change of operator and change of name as well as the 2-year cessation for CUP 00-2, Rocky Mountain Materials Coyote Ridge Quarry to Martin Marietta Coyote Ridge Quarry.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the change of operator and change of name for CUP 00-2 Rocky Mountain Materials, and as we said in Kansas, Coyote Ridge Quarry.
Well,
That's
Coyote.
how we say in Colorado, too.
Discussion.
I just have one thing I would like to say. I would like once again to thank both of you for the tour that you gave to not only this board, but some other elected officials as well. I believe it was about a month ago. It was really informative. I think we learned a lot, and I had no idea that we had as much mineable material as we have here in Fremont County. I knew there was a lot, but when you start talking about 500-year plans, you're talking about a lot. So I just wanted to say thank you again. It was very enjoyable, and I think we did learn a lot.
Thank you very much. And as we said on our tours for you all, we plan to be here in the county as a good citizen for a long time.
And I think the other thing that you impressed upon this board and everyone else on the tour was the economic impact that Martin Marietta has from an employee standpoint as well as a fiscal standpoint on Fremont County. So we're glad to have you as a friend and neighbor in the county as well.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
So, back to work.
Thank you.
Or you can stay for the rest of the frivolity if you choose.
Final item on
No, we
the...
still have 2 more items.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 items. Item number 7, consideration of a resolution supporting Raise the Bar. Commissioner Bell.
We were contacted by the chairman of a statewide organization that is working very, very hard to do what they call Raise the Bar here in Colorado. And it's all about changing the state constitution to make it harder to change the state constitution. Because right now, the state constitution, to change it requires just a simple majority of the vote, so 50% plus 1. Many of the things that the voters of Colorado have put into place the last 20 years or so actually are in opposition to each other. And it leaves our state legislature fighting with each other. How are we going to read this? How can we possibly make this happen? There have been a lot of different things that have been happening. And so what this is, it's a question that will be on your November ballot, asking to raise that simple majority for 2 things. First of all, to a 55%, not really a super majority, but it is definitely a higher level than the simple 50% plus 1. The other thing that this does is it would force those who are gathering signatures to put something on the ballot to actually gather those signatures from all 35 state Senate districts. Because right now people go to Denver and park at Walmart, park at Safeway, walk a couple of districts, and they have all the signatures that they need, perhaps with no support from outside the metro area whatsoever. So they, as a statewide organization, they are looking for counties who are in support of this. It's something that I think this board has talked about several times. I know that I definitely believe our state constitution is in dire need of help, and I think this is a very, very good place to start. So with that, Mr. Chair, I move for approval of Resolution 23, supporting Raise the Bar, Protect Our Constitution.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the resolution number 23 with board support towards raising the bar constitutional amendment on the ballot for this November, with my own comment that I remember similar arguments being made many years ago already when these spring bear hunts were banned in Colorado by a constitutional vote. The argument being made there was that signatures gathered to ban spring bear hunts were gathered on the 16th Street Mall in Denver, and the question was asked, how much support would a similar measure get on petition signatures if they tried to get signatures on the streets of Meeker?
There are probably not a lot of bears on 16th Street Mall in
Probably
downtown
not.
Denver.
So,
Yeah, 'cause other than step ones.
it's
That's my
a
guess.
wise piece, and I hope the voters of Colorado give it serious consideration. There's a bit of irony that it'll take a simple majority to pass this amendment, which would force this constitutional change. But the simple fact of the matter is there's too much legislation that's being written into the Constitution where it does not belong. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then finally, the item 8, consideration of a disaster declaration regarding the Hayden Pass wildfire, which is now expanded to beyond 14,000 acres and has the potential to threaten several subdivisions, the Fox Creek subdivision, as well as the sheriff being concerned that this fire could push to the southeast in the direction of Custer County and the Eagle Peak subdivision out there off of County Road 1A, south of Cotopaxi. And again, thanks to the county attorney for quickly assembling a resolution. Commissioner Bell, would you care to read the resolution?
If you would like for me to, absolutely. One thing that I would like to mention very quickly is I have, and perhaps others do as well, I have a hard time wrapping my head around 14,000 acres. Square miles is better for me and is easier, and I just want you all to know that right now, considering 14,000 acres, that's 21, almost 22 square miles that already have burned. So if that's easier for you, it is for me. So this would be resolution number 24. Disaster Declaration, Hayden Pass Wildland Fire. Whereas the Fremont County Emergency Manager and/or Public Health Director has advised the Board of County Commissioners of Fremont County of a disaster currently present in the unincorporated area of Fremont County, to wit, the occurrence or imminent threat of widespread or severe damage, injury or loss of life or property resulting from wildland fire requiring emergency action to avert danger or damage, which started on July 10th, 2016, through the duration of the wildland fire, herein referred to as the Hayden Pass Fire. And whereas the cost and magnitude of responding to the Hayden Pass Fire on July 10th, 2016, and thereafter, and the cost of the recovery from the impact of the Hayden Pass Fire is far in excess of the county's available resources. And whereas, as of the morning of July 12, 2016, the Hayden Pass Fire had burned approximately 14,000 acres after only 2 days of activity and has zero containment. And whereas the fire presently poses a threat to approximately 206 structures in the Cotopaxi, Coaldale, and surrounding communities, and the number of threatened structures may increase depending on how and where the fire spreads and moves. And whereas the emergency manager has recommended that the board declare a local disaster. And whereas it would be, it would be appropriate and in the interests of the public health and safety and would further protect property for the board to implement said recommendation. And whereas pursuant to CRS 24-33.5-709 and the Emergency Management and Operations Plan and Resolution of Fremont County, Colorado, the board is authorized to declare a local disaster. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners for Fremont County that the Board of County Commissioners for Fremont County hereby declares that there is a local disaster in the unincorporated area of Fremont County, to wit, the occurrence or imminent threat of widespread or severe damage, injury, or loss of life or property resulting from wildland fire requiring emergency action to avert danger or damage. 2, the effect of this declaration of disaster shall be to activate the response and recovery aspects of any and all applicable local and interjurisdictional disaster emergency plans and to authorize the furnishing of aid and assistance under such plans. Be it further resolved that the principal executive officers of all other cities and towns in Fremont County affected by said disaster are urged to proclaim similar declarations and to cooperate with Fremont County as necessary to cope with this incident. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective as of July 10th, 2016, the onset date of the Hayden Pass Fire, and shall remain in effect for the duration of the Hayden Pass Fire, not to exceed 7 days thereafter, except by or with the consent of a majority of the members of the board. True copies will be filed promptly with the Colorado Division of Emergency Management and the Fremont County Clerk and Recorder, and shall be promptly distributed to the appropriate representatives of the news media. Signed this 12th day of July, 2016.
Move for adoption.
I will move for adoption.
I'll second with just the note that unfortunately on these disaster declarations, this isn't our first rodeo, so it's a second.
All right, motion and second to adopt resolution number 24, disaster declaration regarding the Hayden Pass wildland fire. Other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And there being no further business to come before this board, we stand adjourned.
You read an and that wasn't there.
Did I?
Yeah.
You what?
She read an and
that really
that
bad
wasn't
thing?
there. I left an and out.
Did you
before
want to leave
where
the
it's-
Y on public health directory?
Yeah, and there's a line on directory and stuff, director.
Didn't see that.
I actually, I found that and, I was like, I think there's an and there, so I threw it